For the longest time, I've been wanting to talk about movies that are maybe not so relevant right now, older movies, older TV shows, stuff like that. I know that a lot of YouTubers kind of wait until there's something like an anniversary, or if there's going to be a new Spider-Man movie, they take advantage of that time frame and they start reviewing older Spider-Man movies, but I don't really want to do that. So what I want to do is to start a series, and it's going to be called some like movie reviews nobody asked me to make, in which I'll just be picking a movie that's important to me, that I really like, that I really don't like, anything like that. And I'm just going to talk about it whenever I want. So yeah, that might not be great for the views and likes and the algorithm and all that stuff compared to talking about the recent releases. But please, if you like this content and my opinions, please like, subscribe, maybe share the video and all of that. So let's get started. And today I'm going to be talking about A Fistful of Dollars, which is, to be honest, the first Sergio Leone movie that I've watched in my life. I know that as a film graduate, that's not like something that you hear all the time. He's a master, and after watching this movie, I realized that he's definitely an amazing director, and I can't wait to watch more movies by him. So this movie is about Clint Eastwood, and to be honest, I don't even remember if he's got a name in this one. And he's an American, and I think he gets to a town in Mexico, like right on the border. And this town is controlled by two gangs, the Rojos and the Baxters, I think. And Clint Eastwood decides to kind of stay in the middle and kind of help both of them, attack each other, which benefits him a lot. He gets a lot of money. And that's sort of it for the plot. It's very straightforward. And I'm going to be discussing that a little bit more in depth in a little bit. But first, I just want to talk about the good aspects of the movie. And first of all, I think the main standout of this movie for me is the directing. Sergio Leone has always been praised as one of the most important and influential filmmakers of all time, and I 100% agree with this. He's definitely ahead of his time. And even though this movie feels a little bit rough sometimes, the directing always stands out. The cinematography is also amazing, and especially I found that the blocking of the scenes and of the shots is just perfect. He's well known for using close-ups and wide shots, and I just feel like here in this movie he really found his style. And I obviously have not watched any other movies by him, but I'm excited to see how he evolved and his movies that got better with time. And other than those two examples of close-ups and wide shots, I just found that there's so many shots that are just framed so beautifully. The composition is just amazing, and it's so simple but so pleasing to see how all the characters and the location and pretty much any props in the shot just look like they're perfectly, like, I feel like there's many frames of this movie that can actually look like a painting. Ennio Morricone made the music for this movie, and it's obviously amazing. He's definitely my favorite composer, and there's just something so simple about his music that I just really love, but it also feels very layered and very technically complex. Finally, one thing that is a positive for me is the story, because even though it's simple, it's very effective and really engaging, and I just wanted to know what happened next. I felt like I was in this world and I was so invested in it. But now I think it's a good moment to talk about the not so good aspects of this movie, which overall, in my opinion, is a masterpiece. However, there's a couple things that kind of bugged me a little bit. So related to this story, I have not watched Yojimbo, another classic that is definitely on my list, and it's probably going to be the next movie that I watch. But yeah, when this movie came out, it was very obvious that they followed the story arc and pretty much, the whole plot of Yojimbo, but it was just adapted to a Western. Which, to be honest, bugs me a little bit that it's not like a completely original story. And yeah, there's like not a lot of original stories nowadays. There's so much inspiration everywhere you look at. But knowing that this is sort of like an adaptation or remake of sorts kind of made me enjoy this movie a little bit less. I think that there were even some legal problems that Sergio Leone had, because it was pretty obvious that he took a lot of inspiration from Yojimbo. And sorry if I'm not pronouncing these names correctly. But anyways, if you want to hear me talking about Yojimbo and reviewing it and comparing it to this movie, let me know in the comments. Another thing that I didn't like so much is that they use this technique called day by night, I think, which means that they shoot night scenes during the day. They just underexpose and, tweak the images a little bit so that it sort of looks like night. And it could be really well done, But unfortunately, this movie feels a little bit rough in that area, especially because so many times you can really tell that they had night scenes and then the next scene is supposed to be the same night, but you can actually tell that it was shot during the day because you could see clouds, and not like really dark clouds. No, it was like pretty light, fluffy clouds on the sky, which kind of threw me off a little bit. But overall, it's not a big deal in my opinion. Also, on a technical level, it bugged me to realize that this movie was shot completely silent, and all of the audio, all of the dialogue, everything audio related was done in post, which is not always a bad thing because there's so many Hollywood blockbusters that have ADR scenes and don't look bad, they don't sound bad or out of sync. But in this movie, some actors, I think, didn't really know how to speak English, and because of that, they spoke their lines in their own languages, which makes their dialogue in the actual movie look very out of sync, and it takes a little bit of time to adjust to it, but once you get used to it, it's not too bad, to be honest. But yeah, overall, I don't think that any of these negative aspects, in my opinion, overshadows all the positives in the movie. I think A Fistful of Dollars is a masterpiece, and it made me so excited to see more stuff by Sergio Leone. And if you haven't watched that, please go watch it. It's really good, and it's definitely a breath of fresh air when you just watch movies that are coming out nowadays. So anyways, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have watched the movie. If you haven't, and if you haven't, please go watch it. And also you can let me know what other classic movie you want me to talk about next time. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.